Teachers have always been the biggest influencers of students' life. I'm sure you agree with me. In the today's 21st century, how teachers can manage to influence students' life in the scenario of digital virtual era versus traditional way of teaching approaches?
I know, I understand that teachers have a tremendous influence on the students. In fact, I had the privilege of being with Dr. Kalam for a long time. No lecture of Dr. Kalam would be completed without he mentioning his teacher in the primary school in Rameshwaram, Shiva Subramaniam Iyer. He will call Iyer Master. He said, I am something today here, it is because of that teacher. This is the case of Dr. Kalam. There are countless people like this. I always say behind every successful man in the shadow, there is a teacher who inspired him. If teachers cannot inspire at that age, nobody can inspire. Only two people are responsible for moulding the child at that formative age. One is a teacher, other is the parent. In fact, teacher becomes a surrogate parent. As you rightly call the program Prerana, teacher has been a source of Prerana for many, many students. You asked a question about in these times, the pandemic, in virtual world, what can the teacher do? I learned that the pandemic is not going to be there for a long time. This is a transition time, is a passing cloud. Whether it is online or offline, teacher is a source of inspiration. I know children are bundled in the house now. They are supposed to be mixing with their friends in the school and enjoy the learning. They are not able to. But do you know, these online classes that are going on, children wait for it. Not for the content per se. I understand, I don't ignore the importance of the content, but they are more keen on seeing the face of a teacher and see the friends' faces like stamps on the screen there. That is the kind of socialization they can have. But I know very well, even in this virtual world, teachers have been inspiring students. The kind of preparation teachers are making, I'd use the word sacrifice. The sacrificing loss of their personal time to prepare their content and send it. Children are aware of it. I always believed, sir, that these values are not taught. Values are not lectured about. Values are only demonstrated. There is a chance for the teachers to demonstrate. There are countless examples where teachers have gone to the places where children are staying. I know in some areas in North Karnataka, children sit in the open platform there, keeping physical distance. Teacher goes and stands before them and talks to them about the subject. After this teacher goes away, another teacher comes and stands there in the sun and teaches them. It is not a vain effort. Students would acknowledge and remember the kind of work the teachers have done for them. Another important thing I would always say is, footfalls of values are always identified in the hindsight. That I was in a school that my teacher got angry with me, slapped me on my face. I felt so insulted on that day. I felt very bad. I did not want to talk to my teacher. But 20 years later, I realized that was the turning point of my life. That 20 years was required to realize that that was the turning point. Similarly, the footfalls of values are identified later. The effort the teachers are making now to go to the student and teach him, content will be evaporated, content will not remain. But the very fact teacher made an effort to go to their place and teach will be recorded in the mind, and child will realize the value of it 10 years or 15 years later. This is going to make a large impact on the children.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.